All right.
Greetings everyone. This is Gaurav Visaria. I'm the head of corporate handling and content of the Roundtable, Kirodimal College, University of Delhi. And I warmly welcome you on behalf of the college to the third episode of our limited interview series on the theme climate change and energy security. Our society, the Roundtable, is centered around the motto of dialogue across disciplines and strives to bring a holistic understanding of ourselves and the world around us, mainly by engaging in interdisciplinary interaction and dialogue. Today we have Dr. Chetan Singh Solanki, the founder of the Energy Swaraj Foundation, brand ambassador of Solar Energy Government of Madhya Pradesh, and well known by the title of Solar Man of India. Thank you so much, sir, for accepting our invitation, and we are honored to welcome you for the interview. Just for the sake of introduction, though sir needs no introduction, I would like to tell everyone, our viewers, that sir is an Indian scientist, social entrepreneur, researcher, author, and professor at the Department of Energy, Science and Engineering, IIT Bombay, and is referred to as the Solar Man of India as well as Solar Gandhi. He has published over 100 research papers in reputed international journals. He has 4 US patents and 4 books on solar and renewable energy. He has also led the Student Solar Ambassador Workshop, uh, and more than 5,700 students, if I am uh, taking the numbers right, from 132 schools across the country participated in this event, which also got the Guinness World Record for the most LED lights which were lit simultaneously. He also undertook a solar yatra to 30 countries with the mission of providing training to 1 million students to make their solar lamps. His next endeavor is an 11-year stay and travel in a solar bus across the country to spread solar energy awareness. Thank you so much, sir. I would now like to move to our coordinator, Ashima, who will begin with the questions. Over to you, Ashima.
Yeah, thank you so much, Gaurav.
Thank you very much for having me. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome, sir. So I'll now be beginning with the questions. Yeah. So my first question to you would be, so can you please tell us a bit about your background and like why you chose this field of solar energy and resource management?
Well, I mean, I actually did my master's in microelectronics, and I was working for a multinational company called Texas Instruments. But somehow I felt that all my knowledge of chip design and all is not good enough for my society. I come from a very small village in Madhya Pradesh, in Khargone district, and I did not feel good really that I'm contributing something to the society. That's where the whole idea came that if we start working, I discussed with my guide actually at IIT Bombay, that if we work on solar energy, and if you do research on solar energy, and if you develop technologies which will bring a greater social good, because everybody needs energy, and that is one reason why I shifted to solar energy. I went on to do my PhD from Europe, and because the whole purpose was to contribute to the society with the knowledge and technology development. And that's why I came back to India. I joined IIT Bombay in 2004, and ever since I'm there as a professor and as a researcher of solar energy.
Right, so it was really like you have an inspiring journey, and yeah, as we have read about you. Okay, so sir, like my next question to like you would be like, as Gaurav also mentioned, like you are known as the Solar Man of India. So like I would like to ask, like what were the obstacles that came into your path, like when you began your journey of becoming the Solar Man of India from an IIT professor? Like what changes you faced, and like what were the obstacles like that you felt in the path?
Well, I mean, you don't start journey to become some solar man or some man of India, right? You just do what you love to do. And as I said, my master's was in microelectronics, I was earning a very good amount of money.
Right.
But I chose a different path, which is good for the society. And because the whole purpose of getting me into the solar was to do something for society. So every time I was always thinking, even after becoming a professor and doing some good research and writing research papers, even then I was not very happy, because I felt that this knowledge is really not going to society. I mean, of course, you can do research and write papers, but my thought always was, how does my villagers benefit from this? And that's what I started thinking about, how to figure out the applications of solar energy. And way back, in 2007-8, there was a lot of kerosene that was used in the country for lighting purpose. And I thought that's really not a good idea, because with the solar lamp, you can replace a kerosene lamp. But at the same as at that time, people used to provide solar lamp on a charity model, on a subsidy model, and then it will work for some months, and then it will, it will go bad. Then I realized that there are some basic challenges of availability, repairability, and affordability of solar solutions. And I wanted to solve that. And for that, I took a leave in 2012 from IIT, and I stayed in villages, taught people how easy it is to use solar energy. It's not really rocket science. And that was a great experiment where we could assemble 21,000 lamp and sell it in local area with the local people. And I think that experience was very strong. And then we kept aiding. As I said, one side, of course, I did research and established what is called National Center for Photovoltaic Research and Education. But also at the other side, I was working on applications and providing solutions to people. At one project, which became so large that we actually trained 10,000 women from tribal areas. We gave them jobs to earn money from solar. We helped them to set up factories, module manufacturing factories. So that was another dimension. Also, when I came to India after my PhD, I found that there was hardly any books to study. You only used to get books from foreign authors, which are like, priced in dollars and euros and very expensive. So that's what I started thinking, that that's not a good thing. And I started writing books. And some of my books are still, read widely. So that's why I think it's a combination of many things in terms of aid in teaching, helping student research, helping society, also helping in policy making in the country. So that has been my last 18, 19 years of solar journey in the country.
Great, sir. Like, it's great to hear how you are putting in teaching and learning process together, and putting in the practical knowledge in use, and it's really good to hear this. So, sir, I would also like you to lead us through your Energy Swaraj Yatra initiative. Like, we all have read, and our viewers must be knowing about it, but we would really like to know it from you yourself, the Solar Man of India.
Sure. I mean, so in 2019, I traveled across the world to celebrate actually 150th birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi, and train about 1 million students to make their own solar lamp, encourage them to study under the lamp, and take a pledge of non-violence to environment. So that happened very nicely. Almost 9.25 lakh students got training across 54 countries in one single day, 150th Gandhi's anniversary. But when I traveled across the world, I realized that all over the world, and I traveled 30 countries, rich countries, poor countries, developing countries, developed countries, Africa, America. But I figured out that the issue or the way people are thinking about the growth, sidelining the climate change, is same everywhere, in all countries. And in 2019, what happened? We got a big, we won a competition of IEEE at a global scale with $100,000 of prize money. All the experience that I have evolved from that solar lamp project, I have written it down in the form of Energy Swaraj, my experiments with solar truth. All this happened in 2019. And that's what when I thought that, the climate, and at the same time, the climate change report also came, the global warming of 1.5 degrees centigrade. So a thought came to my mind, First of all, I thought I want to do something, but that something has to be meaningful and impactful, not as a feel-good factor, not just getting awards, not just writing papers and books, but within my lifetime, I want to see the change. And it's a global problem, it's a huge problem. So simple question came, if Gandhiji would have been here right now, what he would have done? The obvious thing, he would have done is some yatra and some march here and there, right? And I thought 1 or 2 years of yatra is not going to be enough because it's a huge problem. It has to be sufficiently long. So I thought about a decade is required. And I started thinking about it in 2020. So I thought until 2030, there is a Sustainable Development Goals of United Nations. So about 11 years. Also, I also felt that it is not going to serve the purpose if you do this yatra in part and parcel. So you take a break during the weekend and go home during Holi and Diwali and all this thing. So I decided and I took a pledge that I will not go home for 11 years. So last time when I was at home, it was 2020. And next time when I will go home, it will be 2030. So that's why this Energy Swaraj Yatra is through the bus. Right now I'm sitting in my bus, and I say it is not bus, it is my home, because I sleep here. There is a kitchen here, there's a library. Everything is happening, and it is all solar powered. So that's the basic idea, that the climate change is a huge problem. It is beyond the boundary of a country. It is the problem of humanity. And unless every human being who is part of the problem in creating climate change, every human being has to be the part of the solution. And when you want to bring everybody on the board, you need to spend long time and continuously, evening, morning, Holi, Diwali, Saturday, Sunday. You have to keep thinking, how do I solve? How do I solve? Honestly, I do not know the answer. I'm already in third year of my yatra, but I hope 11 years will be good enough to bring a real change that is required to stop climate change and make a sustainable living on this planet.
Right.
Thank you, sir. Sir, I had another question. For the first episode, we had Medha Patkar of the Narmada Bachao Andolan for energy security. So she said a very nice thing that just actually entangled all our viewers. Sir, what is the cost of development? These projects which are undertaken in the name of development by the government, how do they actually impact the environment? Because this is something which has been usually neglected. So what are your views on that, sir?
Well, she's right. And first of all, we the modern human, and I keep saying, we the modern humans are the most stupid animal ever existed on this planet. Who would be more stupid than we the humans, who will destroy the same air that we are breathing ourselves, or destroy the same water that we are drinking ourselves, destroy the same soil from which we are growing food and eating ourselves? No other animal would do it, right, on this planet. Only humans had the capacity to do that, and we have done it. And in the base of the whole problem is use of energy. And that's why I believe that the energy is the cause of problem. It is a carbon-based energy, coal, oil, and gas. And the renewable energy will be the solution also. So I don't think we have really understood the development, because my simple question I keep asking everywhere, that what do you want? Do you want GDP to increase? Everybody said yes. And then I ask cross question, why should we increase our GDP? They say, oh, GDP बढ़ने से prosperity बढ़ती है. I said, wow, wonderful. So if every time in the country's GDP is increasing by 5%, 6%, 7%, does it also result in increase in smile by 5%, 6%, 7%? It should, right? Prosperity means 5% increase in GDP should means 5% increase in smile. That should happen. Is that happening? No. Is the smiles are going down? Yes. Is the depression increasing? Yes. Is the stress increasing? Yes. Is the nature degrading? Yes. Is the soil degrading? Yes. So I feel that we have gone terribly wrong in the path that we have chosen. And what we have forgotten is ultimate aim of human life is only three things, love, joy, and peace. And there are beautiful, simple ways of doing that. You don't have to go all the big circle of earning a lot of money and buying big equipments and big car and then feeling good about it. And finally, I don't think all the people with the big cars are really the most happy people in the world. So I think, and that is where, as a professor, I feel that we have not done a good job in the last 30 years in teaching our student and teaching our kids what ultimately we want from all this thing. When we develop what we are looking for, when we develop so much of technology, what we are looking for. And what's the point in development if I can't breathe properly, and if I can't drink water properly, and if I can't eat properly? That's the most fundamental necessities of living on this planet. So the cost that we are going to pay is huge. We already paid the huge cost because we have not understood what we want in our life. And Gita says that every single act that we perform in our life has only one purpose, be happy, whether we want to eat ice cream, whether we want to look good, whether we want to earn money or get a good position. Ultimately, we just want to feel good about it, right? So that's ultimate aim. And my problem is, everywhere I go and ask, how are you? Everybody's fine. Thela wala is fine, professor is fine, officer is fine. And I said, hello, why you're fine? We are here not to be fine. Science is growing, technology is growing, economy is growing, and you are stuck at a fine level only. Let's become happy. So
Yes,
I think there's a big gap between what we want and what we're actually doing. And that's why we are creating things which is troubling ourselves.